Hi you guys, it's Karina. So I am back with my newest template, which is template 106, which is inspired by a daffodil template. So if you follow me on Instagram, I gave you guys a sneak peek of this flower. I want to say almost 2 months ago. I know, I'm sorry, I've been slacking. Life's been chaotic, but I finally was able to convert her into a PDF and an SVG. So she's ready to be released. So I wanted to chat about her so that way if you're interested in the template, you know exactly what you're getting and how to assemble, okay? So with template 106, you're going to receive 8 different size petals, okay? Not petals, I should mean sizes, different little sets, because for each size you're going to get 2 petals to make each size, okay? So you can go from anywhere from a little cutie, roughly around, the smallest one right here is around 3.5 inches. And then I think this one right here is 5 inches, all the way up to 11 inches. Now I didn't go so big on her, only because the way that her petals are, the larger the petal, or how should I say, the larger the flower, the chances are of it drooping. By that I mean the petals kind of drooping forward. The larger the flower, the chances are very high just because of the flower style. So roughly around 11 inches, I know just from experience from other flowers, that's kind of safe for me. So just be aware though that if you do trying to go bigger, the chances of the petals kind of drooping are high. But one of my favorite tips is to always, if you're going to mount these, get a little push pin and pin it back, or just make sure you kind of glue these securely in the back, just because obviously you don't want to deal with, you know, the droopiness. But that's why I try to stay 11 inches and under, just because from personal experience, I know how well the petals will hold. I hope that makes sense. Now, so if you purchase the SVG, you're going to be able to manipulate the sizing of the petals. In the directions, I'm going to tell you exactly what the measurements are for each petal if you want to achieve these sizes right here. But say maybe you want a smaller daffodil under than 3.5 inches, or you want it larger than 11 inches, because let's say maybe you're doing a spring backdrop or something. You can, with the SVG, manipulate the sizing, guys. And one of the things I always tell my followers is, because, you know, they're always curious if I'm going to be upset. No, I'm not. If you're going to get my SVG, you are free to manipulate the sizing. So you can go big, you can go small. That's with any of my SVG templates, guys. That's the one nice thing about SVGs, is that you can, you know, play around with the sizing. And all I tell them is make sure first resize them to the original measurements that I tell you. So pick any one and resize it to the original measurements. Then you're going to select all. So make sure you select both petals at the same time, and then enlarge it or shrink it so that way they're sizing at the same time. Really hope that makes sense. Okay. So again, if you get the SVG, guys, you guys will be able to manipulate the sizing if you want to go larger or smaller, because you definitely can. I mean, I went up to 15 inches. But for me, I don't know, just because personally I knew that, you know, that's why I stuck to 11, because that was my safe zone. But again, you want to make it bigger, you totally can. I'm sorry, I know I'm chatting too much, right? Okay, so anyways, absolutely love her. She's super simple to do. Now, as you can see, some of them, the petals are textured, and then this one I left it not textured, because obviously you can do it however you want. But if you really look at daffodil, guys, their petals, especially that first top layer petal, is kind of crinkly if you really look at them. So I kind of wanted to give them, these petals, this effect. So I am going to show you today what I use. And if you're a follower of mine, you've seen me before using these little cups and tools to give a petals a shape. And I will have this linked on my Amazon, on my YouTube channel, on the Amazon links of all the supplies that I used, if you're interested. And honestly, they're very inexpensive if you want to go ahead and get those tools that I'm about to show you in a minute. But again, you don't have to. You can just curl the petals back and it still looks beautiful. So that's also another option. So let me go ahead and get these out of the way so I can show you guys what the template looks like. All right, you guys, so here's a look at what you will be receiving. So she'll be available in hard copy. By hard copy, this is a hard copy, meaning that I will mail the templates out to you, and then obviously you would just trace and cut. Okay, so she'll be available in hard copy, and you would receive the 8 different sizes, and of course I will tell you which one goes for each size. And as you can see, each flower, it will require 2 petals. Let me tell you guys, I spent months, I mean months, working on this template, this daffodil template, because it's something I wanted to do months ago. It was highly requested, but my gosh, it was very tricky for me to kind of get it right. I kept going back and forth. I was just so unhappy. I'll be honest, I was about to give up. And then one day I was like, okay, hold on, let me give this a go again. And then, you know what? I don't hate it. I love it. She's different. She's cute. And I'm quite pleased with her. So she's here. She's finally here. Template 106. So anyways, she'll be available in hard copy. PDF. PDF just means it's an instant download, so they'll be traced for you, of course, labeled, and then all you're going to have to do is cut it out, and then for you to create your own hard copy template, okay? Or SVG. SVG means you can upload the file to either Cricut Design Space if you have, or Silhouette. Honestly, I'm only aware of those 2, but if there's another cutting program that allows SVGs, it will work. Okay, so, and again, what I said with the SVGs, you would be able to manipulate the sizing if you want to go smaller than the 3.5 inches, or if you want to go larger than 11 inches, you surely can. Just follow the directions on my SVG, and I will tell you there exactly how to resize your petals so they come out looking like this size. Okay, so to make your flower, so you're going to apply the same steps that I'm about to show you for all the sizes. They're all assembled exactly the same way. So you're going to need 6 and 6. Easy, right? So 6 and 6, and that is it. So it's just a 2-layer beautiful flower. So today I think we're gonna go ahead. I know I already cut some out, but gosh, let me remind myself. I think I cut out the petals. So I did have my Cricut cut out. So I am using cardstock. I'm actually using this cardstock from, I thought it was perfect. It's from Printworks. And it's actually called Daffodil. I was like, oh, I just have to. I have to use it because it's called Daffodil. So I am using 65-pound cardstock. So I will have that linked as well underneath. Printworks is starting to become one of my favorite paper companies just because their colors are very beautiful. And yeah, I will have it linked if you're interested in this pack. It is a pack of 5 different colors. All right, you guys, so I quickly went and checked to make sure what the packet was. So it's from Printworks, and it's their floral cardstock. It's a pack that has 5 different colors. They have like a beautiful bright pink. They have the daffodil, the purple, the pink, and the green. It's really one of the most beautiful packs. You guys should definitely check them out. I'll have them linked here underneath my YouTube if you're watching this here on my YouTube channel. But so this is the color daffodil. So I believe this is the 4-inch. Right, Karina? Let's see. Yes, this is a 4-inch that we're going to be making today. So it is the second to smallest group right here that I am using. So I did 6 and 6. So just again, like I said, just follow the same steps to assemble the other sizes. It's super easy, and the tools that I'm about to show you, again, I'll have them linked, and it's just an option. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but if you want to give your petals this kind of crinkly look, then again, like I said, I will have it linked, so if you guys want to purchase it. All right, I'll be right back to get started. All right, you guys, so what I'm going to be using is a wooden dowel, which is what's going to help me give my petals a curl. obviously my petals. So these are the molding cups that if you're a follower of mine, you probably have seen these because I use these a lot for my peonies and for my succulents. There are these plastic cups that you can find them off Amazon. Honestly, they're very inexpensive. I think I got a 6-pack for, oh gosh, I want to say less than $8. And it comes with 3 different sizes. So these are the 2 sizes that I mainly use that are larger ones. So actually these are fondant cups, guys. I believe this is what they use to, like, if they're making fondant, like petals, flowers, they're called the molding, like the drying cups. But I find, you know, they're great for petal shaping. So I'm going to be using that. And then I'm also going to be using these. These are also fondant tools. I don't know the name of them. I just know they're for fondant. I'm assuming, you know, like to roll. But I find these very helpful as well. It comes in a 4-pack. I will also have these linked for you. You're going to need scissors. I am using my favorite Carbo Titanium by the brand Westcott. Also linked below. And then my Surebonder mini detail glue gun. You guys know this is my go-to, especially for small flowers like this. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you how to prep your petals. So first ones are these right here. So with this petal, all you're going to do is fold her in half, just like that. Get your wooden dowel. You're going to give her a curl, just like that. Get your scissors, a slight cut, okay, glue gun, small dot of glue, cross, and this is what you want. Okay, so you're going to do this to all 6 petals. Okay, let me put that on the side. Now, how to prep this one. But because she is one of the smaller petals, I'm going to be using this cup only. For the larger ones, I tend to use this one. But really simple. All you're going to do is grab whichever end you want. Typically, I grab this one first. And then all you're going to do is stick your petal in there. And then stick your ball stylus thing. Not sure what this is called. Just give it a smush. And as you can see, it has shaped the petal just like that, that wrinkly look. If you don't like this look, then I would say skip this step. Just curl your petal back like this, you know, gives it the same effect. But if you want to give it that crinkly look, then I highly recommend that. And then all you're going to do now, here is the very important part when you are cutting your little tiny slit in the middle. Mostly what I do, and I hope I can show you right here. So at the petals, there is going to be some sort of, oh my gosh, I don't know if you can see that, but once you see the petals, there's like this little dip right here. What I like to do is just go kind of right there to cut in the middle, just like that. As you can see, it's not too much. The reason why is because if you go higher, guys, in cutting your petal is not going to sit upright. It's going to fall back, and that's not what we want. Let me show you here an example, because I have one petal right here. Let me just curl it. So say if I cut my slip this high, this little slit right here. So let me glue. So when I go glue my petal, do you see how it falls back? That's not what we want. If you want this to make more of a pop, you want to make sure that you only do a tiny bit. You're going to add a little bit of glue. I will warn you, you're working with hot glue gun, so you need to make sure that you can tolerate the heat. Okay, and so then, because that way your petal, do you see how it sits higher? I don't know if you can really tell, but it's gonna sit higher for you, and that's exactly what we want. So make sure that when you're cutting in the center, you're not going all the way up. Let me go ahead and do another one. That's just a tip. If you ever want your petals to sit higher, then make sure that when you're cutting the slit in the center that it's not too high. You want it shorter. My gosh, a lot of things moving around, sorry. So again, my gosh, hold on guys. All right, sorry. All right, so go ahead and just give it a little snip, just like that. Okay. I'm just gonna add a little dot of glue, but like I said, just watch those fingers because, and then cross it, and there you go. I hope you've seen that, and it was, so that's what we want. All right, so let me go ahead and prep my petals and I'll be right back. All right, you guys, so my petals are prepped, ready to go. Make sure that you have some scrap piece left, just because we're going to need a little piece for the base and then for the center, which is also hand cut. Okay, as you can tell, I just did a very simple center. I just didn't want, I wanted something that, you know, people didn't have to go to Cricut or anything like that to make a center. I was debating of actually making an SVG, but I was like, you could just cut this hand cut, super easy. So let's go ahead and get started. So first thing is first, I'm going to move these out of the way. Apologies if you hear my puppy. We just got a puppy, so, oh, he's a little yapper. All right, so first thing is first, guys, you're going to start off with 3. We are going to be adding a little dot to the corner. And we are going to pretty much do like a triangular form. So there's those 2. Then my little dot here, this corner, get my petal and glue. So this is what we want. Just like that. So then I'm going to get my next one. And then I'm just going to go in between. I don't think I put that much glue. Just like that. So as you can see, there's a small little hole there. So all I'm going to do is grab my scrap piece of paper. I'm actually just going to cut a tiny little square. I just cut a little square. Just because when I am done, I'm going to add a different backing. You guys know, well, for me, I don't know if you've seen it. I'm assuming. I do add gauge wire if I'm going to hang these up, and then I add like another backing to it. So you won't be able to see that once, you know, she's actually finished. So there you go. I just wanted to cover up that little gap. So there you go. We have that layer. So now you're on to your next petals. So with these, you want to make sure that the part that is curled back, just like that, is facing that way. So this is how we're going to glue. So I'm going to add my little dot of glue. And then I'm going to go to the center and glue. And I'm just going to go. So there's glue. You want to get as close as possible to the center when you are gluing. Okay. Glue. Now, please be mindful. I have been working on this flower for many months, so it comes natural to me is what I'm trying to say. So the first time it doesn't look right for you, it's looking a little funky. Just remember, I always say this, practice makes perfect. But I mean, it really is super easy. All you're doing is just going in between the petals and you're just gluing them right there in the center. Watch those fingers. right, there you go. Oh my gosh, these glue. All right, there you go, guys. So she's all done. So now we need a center. So I'm just gonna grab a scrap. Zoom out a little bit. So pretty much, guys, I honestly wing it. This shouldn't be stressful at all. I just cut a strip. I'm just eyeballing it. Then what I like to do is kind of place it in the center, see if I like the height. I think I'm gonna trim it a little bit. So that's kind of something what I do, guys, height wise, is I'll cut a strip and then kind of like place it in the center, and if I think that looks good, then I will go ahead and move on. So then now I am gonna cut very, very thin strips. I just like them very thin. I don't like them too thick. So you definitely have to be patient. I believe Cricut has an image, something like this, similar, if you're not too fond of the idea of having to cut your own center. I want to say they do have something similar. Obviously, if there's another center there that you guys like, you definitely can try it out. I know they have a flower, the lily flower. Maybe that center would look beautiful. All right, I'm done. Okay, so this is what we want. And then all you're going to do is roll. Glue. Okay. Now I like to give them a little bend back. Glue. And then place in the center. So let me go ahead and give it a blow so it dries, and I'll be right back. All right, you guys, and we are all done. So do you see how those petals are laying a little bit more forward because of that cut in the center? That's exactly what we want. So as you can see, such a simple flower to make. It's honestly so cute. So this is the 4-inch one. So I did use the second to smallest petal set. So if you are interested in the template, please visit www.ariellesedesigns.com. So again, she's going to be available either in hard copy, PDF, or SVG. So you take your pick as to which different, format you want. And again, just follow this tutorial if you want to make the larger sizes. And then as you can see, you can do just one solid color like this white one or this daffodil color one, or you can do a multi, color one as well. It's actually very pretty as well. So, you can just do whatever you want, assemble. And like I said, the main trick here, guys, is just make sure those center petals, when you're gluing them right in the center. And you're not cutting that slit up too high. You want it short just so we get those petals popping up. So I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, please either message me on my email, ariellesedesigns@gmail.com, or my Instagram. But please make sure you direct message me, guys. Life's too chaotic, and sometimes I have followers who, comment on my, posts and this and that. And it's very hard for me to keep track of that when other people are commenting on different, it's too much. But if you want like a quick answer, direct message me on my Instagram, guys, at ariellesedesigns, and I'd be happy to help you guys out. And enough with the chatting, and I will chat with you guys later. Bye.